Hello, everyone. My name is Waluigi.
My name is King Boo.
Welcome to Sandbox. This is a podcast. Today, it is the year of Mario. It is his, 35th anniversary, I believe?
Isn't it Zelda's 35th anniversary as well?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think
That's
this
awkward.
year, strictly speaking, is Zelda's, but they're all still doing like Mario's 35th. They kind of forgot about Zelda a bit.
Poor Link.
I know, I'm done with Mario. Anyway.
Oh. I refuse to ever play a Mario game again. Mario's cancelled.
From the man wearing a Waluigi hat.
Yeah, I'm done with Mario.
I'm done with Mario and friends.
Right, now let's talk about the Nintendo Direct and very likely 6 Mario announcements.
So, today we are focusing very specifically on a Nintendo Direct that just happened.
Yeah, last night.
Our time. Jack hasn't watched it specifically. I asked him not to because he wasn't around to watch the Direct live, and so I said to him, "Okay, don't just avoid the internet for a bit, and I'm going to break all the news to you."
Yeah. I actually haven't heard any. Oh, I've heard like a couple of announcements, but it's mainly just games that already exist that are coming to the Switch that aren't too exciting.
There's a few
so I don't really know anything of what was said. I was going to watch the video, your live reaction last night, but partly you told me not to keep it a secret. And also I refuse to watch any openly beta videos that don't star Jack.
So,
riveting for the masses.
Nintendo Direct, before we begin, it was, I'm just going to put your expectations in check before we start. So it was a good Direct.
Cool. So I'm expecting Mario Odyssey 2 full trailer, Breath of the Wild 2 full trailer.
So the expectations were crazy high.
Yeah.
It's very clear that Nintendo did not deal with COVID very well at all.
Oh.
It's very obvious that they had a schedule that had to be pushed back.
Yeah.
They said that as well. They made that very clear. They said it at the beginning of the presentation too.
Yeah.
I think after all this time, it's been such a long time since the last Direct that people were thinking, okay, they've got their act together now. Let's do this. And it was good. It was good, but it wasn't like, oh, it's been 500 days since the last Direct. Good, but but if it wasn't for that huge length of time, it was great, right?
Yeah, this would be a solid Direct. Yeah.
So I'm gonna, with that in mind,
some slack.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Okay,
cool.
So
I'm going to get my second monitor ready to do some Googling.
So I'm going to go in chronological order through the Direct. I'm going to be skipping lots of games. I'm only going to be doing games that I thought need to be talked about. There was quite a few that they kind of do like a montagey bit with third-party games that are being ported to Switch.
Yeah.
Some really cool.
Well, if I'm excited about it, I'll ring the bell.
Why did you have just random Mario items on you today?
They're my nightlights. They're in the background of every single video I have.
I know.
That one was already on. I don't know how long that's been on.
So, anyway, on to the meat of this podcast.
Yeah,
and not
10 minutes.
What is Jack holding and wearing?
Yeah, which is a good segment.
It started off like all good Directs start off.
A dark and stormy night.
It did actually, funnily enough.
Yeah.
And a Smash Bros reveal.
Oh, okay. That's very exciting.
For you, it's like whatever.
This is meaningless.
For me, I am so happy. And
this is some obscure character from some weird JRPG that I've never heard of.
It's not obscure. You have heard of it.
Okay.
It is a JRPG. It's the characters that I wanted from when they released the game, like I've always wanted these characters to be in it
Yeah.
from the start. And Sakurai himself even said, he actually said when the game came out, in an actual direct, he said, I really wanted to put these characters in, but we didn't have enough time.
Oh man.
It's Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Literally knew it was going to be from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That could not have been more obvious to me.
It is an anime swordsman.
Yeah. We've never had that before.
Which is quite unique for this game, actually.
This is
There's not many of
groundbreaking.
those. Especially... It's so funny. It's so
You're
funny.
the only person who wanted another anime swordsman.
I get it. I totally get it. I totally get why people wouldn't be happy. But I am so happy with this. And it's so funny because the last character they added was an anime swordsman too. It's just, like,
And the one before that
was Minecraft Steve. But
oh, he's technically an anime swordsman.
yeah,
Yeah.
really, really nice reveal because
Was it
they
a fun
did.
cinematic?
It was amazing. They did
Always
a whole. They used they obviously got the developers to do an in-engine render for this presentation,
Yeah.
and then they recreated the Final Destination stage in the art style of Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay, that is very cool.
So sick.
It's funny because people are going to start to see announcements for new games, and they're going to be more excited thinking it's a Smash announcement.
I think most people are the opposite, actually.
Or where they think it's a new game and then realise it's Smash and get extremely disappointed. Yeah, that's true. That definitely is what happens.
From what I see on Reddit, people are like the general public are so done with Smash.
Oh my god, a new Banjo-Kazooie game. Oh no, they just did Smash. To be fair, I would be sad if that happened with like Spyro. Like I'm thinking they're releasing a new original Spyro game, and then it's like, oh, it's just in Smash.
Yeah,
still pretty exciting.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the cinematic they used was so good and so true to the game that I did initially think, my first thought was Smash, and then it was, actually, this could be DLC for Xenoblade, or this could be a Xenoblade 2 too, potentially. So there was a little bit of like...
Yeah, a little bit of doubt in your mind.
Because I definitely, as much as I want Pyro and Smash, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 would be way hyper than that. But...
Well, obviously. An entire game versus a new character in an existing game. I just want Spyro 4, it's about time. I'm sure that's Toys for Bob's next project.
Could it just be Spyro 4, it's about limes? That's the whole game, is Spyro's tropical adventure.
You can replay each level in lime mode. Right, run us through, Jamie. What's the next announcement?
I mean, after that, there was like a few smaller games.
Was that it?
Lots of third-party stuff.
Yeah.
Games that... I mean, Outer Wilds, Samurai Warriors 5. Actually, Legend of Mana is getting a cool remaster.
Cool.
Old SNES game with the original game has pre-rendered backgrounds.
Yeah.
And they basically made those backgrounds HD, and it looks kind of lovely now, which is quite nice.
It's quite nice. I know nothing about that game, but yeah.
I know nothing about it either. I kind of assumed it was already out, but apparently it's new. Then they showed off... Sorry.
I was going to say, I heard Fall Guys is coming to Switch. That's pretty much all I know. I assume that's in this segment.
That was a funny one, because I saw that and I was like, oh, it's not on Switch?
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I'm probably not going to get it because I have it on PC, but that's actually kind of cool to me because that makes sense to go on Switch.
Definitely feels like a Switch game for sure. The next, they had a little bit of a meaty section, new gameplay of Monster Hunter Rise, which I've got that game on pre-order. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, very exciting.
They showed off a really cool new monster. It was like a spider monster, which they don't do a lot of insecty things. They usually like dinosaur stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, very exciting.
They showed footage of you being able to ride a big boy, which got me hyped.
A big boy. I saw they announced dogs.
Yeah, dogs are a thing.
Dogs, but
the dogs are actually sick. I've got the demo, and you can ride the dogs in the demo.
That's cool. The dogs look fun.
But Monster Hunter. There wasn't like any crazy reveals or anything.
Nothing groundbreaking.
The next game is pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Mario Golf Super Rush.
Ooh.
It's a brand new Mario Golf game.
God, we haven't had a Mario Golf game in a long time, right?
The last one came out in 2002.
2002?
Apparently, yeah.
What the hell? That was on Wii though, right? Did they release it on Wii eventually? Have we never had a Wii Mario Golf game?
Maybe we should do some fact checking.
No, I think let's just spread disinformation and not back up anything.
There's no. Okay, actually, that's not. There's a Mario Golf. That was complete disinformation. There's a Mario Golf on 3DS.
Oh, okay. But still not on a console, only on handheld.
It's not. So if we're talking consoles, I think. I mean, I'm just spouting nonsense here. The last console Mario Golf was 2003. So
apparently, the Mario Golf Super Rush website insinuates that Captain Falcon is going to be a playable character.
What?
That's just.
Excuse me? Where?
I just found a random Game Explain video. I mean, I'm not going to watch it now because it's like 2 minutes long. But the comments seem to suggest that there's no reason you should think Captain Falcon is going to be on the game based on whatever they've seen.
Wait, if this is Game Explain, then they do have a running joke about Captain Falcon.
Okay, maybe that's it then.
Whenever they do, like, they always put a silhouette of Captain Falcon as a non-spoiler way of saying there's a new character in a game.
That is brilliant. Okay, so it's probably not Captain Falcon. There are many comments about King Bob-omb or Bob-omb, so maybe that's who they're actually referring to. That's not too exciting if King Bob-omb is a playable character in Mario Golf.
So, yeah, they released. There's a new game mode, which is basically like the reason why I'd buy this game.
Yeah,
and it's called Speed Golf.
Wow.
And whereas normal Mario Golf is basically just golf with Mario characters.
Yeah.
This is a full-on. You are racing, as in everyone is like hitting the ball at the same time.
Yeah.
And you race each other to get to your ball where you hit it. There's really superpowers that you can use. Like there's like Luigi using an ice flower and then doing like a Frozone skate using the ice.
That's crazy. That's also funny because I've played a game on my phone recently where it's basically that. It's golf, but you have to race to the hole.
Really? Interesting. Yeah.
That's really funny. Maybe it's a new genre.
The game looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks... all Mario games now have that. It's that kind of Super Mario Party look. It's just very nice, round animation.
The characters have really funny outfits.
Like,
if you look at what they're wearing, exactly, that is literally what I was looking at. But Bowser as well.
I haven't seen Bowser. Wario just looks like a stereotypical Texan. He's got his big old hat on. It's great. Yeah, it's tough because I always think of a golf game and think like, am I going to get my money's worth playing this? But if they do add enough fun content, then, for sure.
There is a story mode as well.
That's cool. I like that.
It's an RPG where you make your own golf and you level up and then you can assign like points to different attributes. It's really cool.
That is kind of cool. I kind of wish it wasn't the Mii though. I wish I could make a character within the Mario
Right?
universe.
I don't get it. I
Yeah.
swear they were done with Mii's, and they're just kind
Yeah.
of like back for some reason.
That's definitely my least favorite thing about Mii's, that they're still who your character is in a lot of these, like, Nintendo first party games. I want to make like a Toad with a Koopa shell, like some sort of Lego game.
It's really surprising that they've never done anything like that. Honestly, it seems
Yeah.
really obvious and amazingly cool.
If we've got their kind of design features, it would be cool. Yeah, I mean, if they had enough content, this could certainly be a fun one. I just want more than basically Mario Party had.
I have to say, a Mario Party. Oh, I guess it's spoilers, but Super Mario Party 2 was not announced.
I wasn't expecting that to be announced, to be fair. I'd also be kind of upset if it was announced.
Oh, I really want another Mario Party. A good, like, a one that's not.
I just
as
want them to add
flawed.
DLC to the first one.
That's never going to happen now.
Well, no, it won't.
It would. They had a window where they should have done that, and
Yeah,
yeah.
and they missed it.
The problem I have with that game is that it's kind of inherently flawed at a base level. So I'd kind of would rather they just did a different Mario Party game.
I don't know. I'd be happy with the same, but just more content.
I thought the boards were too simple.
Fair. That's what I mean though. If they added more boards, then you're sorted.
Yeah, but you can bet that it'd be more of the same.
I guess. Anyway, that's old news, Jamie, and we want to talk about new news. I'm going to give Mario Golf 2 dings of the box.
That is now our official metric on the Sandbox podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, can it be? Because I love that.
Yeah, I'm down for that, as long as it's not, like, ear-ruiningly loud on the mic.
I can barely hear it.
Sweet.
It's sick.
Sick.
I'm going through this direct just by looking at my timestamps on our reaction video that we've got up on the channel.
Cool.
And I labelled this part the weird part of the direct because
it's weird.
There was No More Heroes 3, which looks so weird.
No More Heroes 3. That rings a bell.
It's been announced for ages. Like this is not a new announcement, but this is the first time we've seen gameplay for it.
Okay, I think this is one you've told me about before.
And the guy doing the direct was like, Travis, is it Touchdown? Travis Touchdown is going to save the world against some assassins. Aliens? And it's like, then shows some really cool but freaky looking aliens that you have to fight.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, Travis can't be fighting aliens all the time. He needs to make money on the side too. And then it shows you like a lawnmower minigame where you just have to mow people's lawns. There's like an RPG style boss.
It's like some sort of parody like game trailer. Don't forget Travis's social life.
No, it's so weird. Like when you get a minute, it's kind of like a minigame collection. It's very weird.
This becomes The Sims. Travis sometimes gets hungry.
Wouldn't surprise me.
That's so weird. There's a picture here of Travis Touchdown holding hands with Mr. Meeseeks. I'm not sure what to make of that.
What?
I mean, I have no idea what the screenshot is from.
What?
Suda51 shares a look at Travis in No More Heroes 3 for Switch. This was June last year. Oh, they're not holding hands. If you expand the picture, they're not holding hands. It's very disappointing.
So, straight after that announcement, there was a game which I can't recall right now. It was like it's a game. They basically said, fighting demons in heaven. So we had
twist.
We literally had fighting assassins, aliens, and straight after fighting demons in heaven.
It's like the same joke. He just keeps doing that inflection.
And then after that weird-looking indie game, they announced that Miitopia is being ported to Switch.
That's interesting, and I've actually heard a lot of people really wanting Miitopia for Switch.
Yeah.
Introducing Miitopia on Switch?
On Switch.
I obviously never played Miitopia, but yeah.
No. So it's a
I'm
little
gonna
bit weird.
buy it for £60.
Because it's £50. It's full priced. It's a full price Switch game, but
Of course.
it is literally the 3DS game. Like, just that's it.
Was it on Wii U as well?
No,
Oh, it wasn't on Wii U.
just 3DS.
Interesting.
It's literally the 3DS game, but with it's just up-resed. It's very
Kind
weird.
of feels even more bad it being £50 if it's never even been on a console.
Well, you see this trend of overpriced games
Yeah.
does actually continue somewhat later on in the direct.
God. Breath of the Wild 2 starting at £120.
For the basic edition.
The thing I hate about the Nintendo shop is I go on their website and I'm like, all these games are so overpriced. And I'm like, I can spend an additional £15 for an exclusive Toad plushie, and then I'll just do it.
You're
the
the
problem.
reason. You are you are the problem.
Yeah, at least I don't pre-order. You're the problem there.
I only pre-order physical cartridges that I know are going to be probably good. And,
Monster Hunter Rise is going to be awful, and you're going to be the problem.
and I'm telling you now, and I've checked this multiple times, specifically for Nintendo Switch games. On the day of release, when all the reviews out, if you go onto Amazon, you will not be able to buy the game that you want to buy.
Yeah,
it will be out of stock for weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've got Bravely Default 2 coming next week. I'm hyped.
Oh man, have you pre-ordered that?
Yeah.
That's sick.
It comes with postcards. Anyway. So, the next game they revealed is freaking hype.
Oh, well, my expectations are very high now. The box is ready.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
So, started off, I actually thought it was Bayonetta 3 when they first showed it.
Which would have been hype.
Then I thought maybe Fire Emblem, because it was kind of like a castle thing.
Yeah.
And they show these like scales. And then like some art, like really nice detailed artwork of some characters comes up.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's Bravely Default 2 because it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
And it's like Square Enix, like, yeah, wait, what? This game is called Working Title Project Triangle Strategy.
Oh my god, they're finally releasing working title Project Triangle Strategy.
It is the second game, and they coined this, I believe, during this direct. It is the second game in the HD 2D series.
Yeah, I know this game.
It's a spiritual successor to working title Project Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
And it looks absolutely
sorry,
sick.
I don't know this game. I mean, I know it's obviously a sequel to Octopath Traveler.
So it's actually not a sequel.
Oh.
It's in the same, obviously, the art style. It's like a spiritual sequel. It is not a turn-based RPG. It is actually a strategy tactical RPG.
That's interesting, because it looks kind of turn-based.
It is turn-based, but it's not like a...
Oh, it's not an RPG.
It's a tactical RPG as opposed to, random encounter fights type RPG.
I know what you mean. It's more like
Fire Emblem.
XCOM? Fire Emblem?
Yeah, it's like Final Fantasy Tactics. Actually, it's like the same thing. So that alone was kind of like, okay, cool. But
the
then,
art style on this is so good, man. Obviously,
yeah. I mean, the art style is kind of like this.
you just accidentally do something.
Because this is the game.
Yeah. Wait.
Running on my Switch right now.
Wait, what? Is it just...
They released a demo like immediately afterwards, and you can just play it.
Have you literally been planning that the entire time?
No. I've had it ready just to show you because it's so sick. Look at it.
That is,
Look
I
at
was
it.
like, hold the phone. That's a screenshot I'm currently looking at. That is so cool. Is it good?
I've barely played it at all. I
Oh,
just downloaded it now, actually.
oh, so you're lying to me. That's still
So
very exciting.
there was more though
Okay,
to
well, I'm
this
gonna
game.
for now give that 2 dings for
Yeah,
the box.
it's definitely a deep, but it gets more deep.
Two dings for now.
Oh, we go for ding. Okay, we're calling it ding.
Okay, you can go for ding.
So it's so there is a reason why it's got this horrendously crappy name.
Oh yeah,
Like why triangle? Well, you see, it's simple really. The triangle aspect is to do with three different choices that you can make during the game. And I'm going to
yeah.
have to remind myself really quickly by I can get it up real quick.
You can play the game. You can not play the game, or you can destroy the game.
It's okay, so the game has a huge focus on, and they use this word specifically, divergent gameplay.
Okay.
And it lets you make choices throughout the game.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen this before,
We have.
but they really laboured the point, and it makes
Yeah.
me feel like that they might be taking this a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this part of the video where they actually there's like they name the three different parts of the triangle, and it's really funny.
Isosceles, scalene, and equilateral.
Oh, it's utility, morality, and liberty.
Okay.
And basically,
Freedom, kindness, and order.
the game takes place in three different cities. I don't know how
Yeah.
that works right now. And they all have a voting system on this three-way scale. And you can make choices in the game that will impact where the scale goes and where the story goes. But your choice alone is not enough to balance the scale in your way. Because the NPCs also cast votes into the balance. And you are able to influence NPCs by building relationships with them and convincing them to cast their vote in the way that you want them to.
Sounds
And it says
really interesting.
you will meet different characters and there'll be wildly different storylines based on the decisions that you make throughout the game and the people that you influence.
I like that a lot.
How
That sounds
sick!
really, really hype. Oh man, I hope they pull that off in an effective way. That sounds really cool.
It does, doesn't it?
2 dings just for the scale.
There's one more thing which is absolutely hilarious, which is debatably even more funny than the name of the game. So they did a little bit of the background of the story, and they were saying like 3 warring nations, and they did like the whole backstory bit.
Yeah.
And they were saying how one city controlled all the salt, and one city controlled all the iron. And they went to war, and they called it the Saltian War. I am not kidding.
I love it. I mean, like in real life, that's kind of what would happen.
Well, they had this whole animation of the word salt and iron coming together as if it was like super smart.
That is so hilarious. Like it forms an existing word, but it doesn't.
Yeah, really. Like, do you get
It's
it?
like
Do
a
you
real
get it?
eureka moment. Oh, I love it. And the third city produced all the hentai.
We don't talk about that city. Hence the name hentai not being in the war.
It says salt hentai iron, and then the word hentai floats out. Oh, that's so dumb.
Anyway.
I love it.
So that's working title Project Triangle Strategy.
Yeah.
Next up on the list, it's a little small game. I won't talk about it for too long.
Cool.
It's called the World's End Club.
Okay, I thought you were gonna do a spin there and say it's called Breath of the Wild 2.
That would have been something that I would have loved to have done, Jack.
Well, now I'm gonna expect it, so you can't do it.
So, World's End Club it's a cute little RPG made by the people who made the Zero Escape series and Danganronpa.
Very different art style.
Yeah, I really like Zero Escape a lot, as you know.
Yeah, you love that franchise.
I also I've played Danganronpa 1 and I really enjoyed that too.
Fair. I mean, I feel like Zero Escape's the sort of series I would really like if I actually played it. I just never have. I like all the what are they called? There's like that series of escape room games. They're really interesting, and they've got a weird ongoing mystery throughout them.
You mean that's the Zero Escape games?
Cube Escape, that's what I mean.
Cube
Escape.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of niche, but yeah, you'd like that. It's different to Zero Escape. It's not as kind of plot heavy. It's all very subtle and weird.
I'm looking at it now. Very cool.
It's like a whole bunch of them over different platforms and stuff.
There's a screenshot of a man who's actually, in fact, a raven with a tuxedo.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff with people turning into animals and stuff. It's very interesting. But tell me more about the World's End Club. It's been added to Apple Arcade, apparently.
I haven't got much to say about it other than it's just kind of World's End. Oh, I mean, the story is basically it's classic Danganronpa story where it's just bizarre. You're a bunch of guys and you are in this game, and it's like they know they're in the game. That's not the bad bit. Like they are. It seems like they are willing participants in this game.
Yeah,
and it's like a water park where like things are going wrong, and then they either win the game or lose the game, and they escape from the game, and to find that Japan is destroyed and no one's around.
Oh, that's such an interesting twist on it. It's like an escape room, but you get out and the world's ended.
Right? Which is I'm not. This is not a spoiler because Danganronpa's been out for so long. That is literally what happens in Danganronpa.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I have no idea, to be honest. Some of the screenshots look kind of Bioshocky as well, with the kind of underwater look. Interesting. It reminds me of that old show Dead Set, where it's Big Brother, but a zombie apocalypse happens outside, and the people are just stuck in the Big Brother house while there's zombies everywhere.
Wait, what's that called? Sorry?
Have you not heard of Dead Set?
No?
Oh my god, it's made by Charlie Brooker, the guy who makes Black Mirror. It was a TV show like 15 years ago. It was
to be fair, I think I was only born a few years before that.
I've heard of it. It's got like Davina McCall in it and stuff. It's like proper Big Brother.
I've never heard of that, and now
mate,
I really want to watch it.
Yeah, you've got to watch it. You'd love it.
Okay, there's one more thing that I'd be crazy not to mention about the World's End Club trailer.
Do it.
There is a scene where there's like 10 or to like 12 characters. There is a scene in the trailer when all of them are riding a tandem bike.
Or just a 12-person tandem bike.
Yes. There is a scene with a 12-person tandem bike. It just happens. Like, no.
I love it.
Why are they on this vehicle? Like, get your own bike.
But this is my Valheim server.
So that's actually a really funny idea.
Yeah.
So the next game, I'm skipping over stuff again. The next thing that was announced. So I'm going to paint the scene for you here, Jack.
Yeah, paint away.
Enuma, I'm not sure his whole name, I forgot. The creator of Zelda. He comes up. Oh, the presenter smiles. The presenter's like, and now for another announcement, and he's smiling. So it's like something's up his sleeve. Like
Something
the
juicy
man,
is coming.
yeah, like bit of saliva in my mouth. It was all, sweaty
Yeah,
palms.
dribbling down. Yeah.
Enuma comes out. It's like, it's Zelda. Like,
Mm.
this. Here we go. It's not time for some Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And he says, when you saw me come up, you were probably expecting some Breath of the Wild 2 announcement.
Brilliant. That's that right off the bat.
Unfortunately, we have nothing to show you today.
Brutal honesty. I love it.
And he said, if everything is on schedule, and we should note the word should.
Yeah.
We should be able to show you some gameplay. Oh no, didn't even say that. We should be able to update you at the end of the year.
The end of the year. Jesus. I mean, I guess set realistic expectations for people. I did think at about 10:30 last night, I heard an audible groan from the world outside my window. Jeez. I mean, at least they're just come out and say it. I mean, you may as well.
This was better than people just constantly questioning where it is for months and months and months.
Yeah, and if they didn't mention it at all, then it would just be a whole thing. So yeah, definitely just say, wait.
Yeah. They did announce a game though.
I think this is the only other one announcement I've heard about.
Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
Skyward Sword, yeah. Yeah, which honestly doesn't really excite me. I never played Skyward Sword. I don't think I've played any of it.
I've never played it either.
But I mean, it's going to release at £50 on Switch, right? I don't think I have the interest in
so
that.
It is confirmed that the game is £50.
Yeah.
And if you watch the trailer, it is literally the Wii game, but with widescreen, and they've just up-resed it. They haven't updated anything. It's literally running the game in HD.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to get my money.
It's so sad because I really want to play
Skyward
Sword.
Coming out knowing people are expecting Breath of the Wild 2, and all you have is Skyward Sword remaster.
Funniest thing though that happened at the end of that bit is that he said, but wait. Breath of the Wild was actually quite heavily inspired by Skyward Sword. He said, although Breath of the Wild is very different to this more traditional Zelda game, quite a lot was actually taken from it. And then they do a little montage of things that Breath of the Wild was inspired by. And it's like, who are you trying to kid here? Like, this game's very different.
They're really trying to sell it.
It was like, they are so aware that, like, Skyward Sword probably sold like 5 million copies.
Yeah.
And Breath of the Wild sold like 50 million copies. And they're so aware of that.
Yeah. It's like, okay, even if Breath of the Wild was heavily inspired by Skyward Sword, it's still the newer, better version of that game. I don't want to pay the same price.
I don't understand what they're thinking about the pricing. It's
like saying Family Guy was inspired by The Simpsons, so you should watch every episode of Family Guy.
Really weird. Yeah, like they are both animated. It's very strange.
Yeah, I see what they're going for though. It's just the price. I hope at some point it has a negative effect and they start to be a bit more, I don't want to say realistic, because they obviously do sell, but a bit more reasonable with their pricing. Even like £30.
I have no interest. Like, I would seriously consider it if it was a bundle of Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, and Skyward Sword HD. Those Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD exist. Yeah. They are games that exist on the Wii U. Yeah. Why not? They've already released them. Just literally slap them together in a bundle. I haven't played all three of those games. I would love that bundle. Yeah. And that would actually be somewhat worth it.
Yeah, definitely. I know they're older games, but like the Spyro Reignited trilogy, it was like £30 for 3 games.
Jack, the
I mean,
fact
we got
that
that in a humble bundle. We got
oh, well, ridiculous.
the latest Call of Duty, the Spyro Reignited trilogy, the Crash Insane trilogy for £10. That's essentially 7 games. It was in humble bundle, but it's like
That is so funny when you say it like that.
we got all of those games for £10, and then I've got to spend £50 on a remaster of Skyward Sword.
But the problem is though, is you say, oh, but Spyro was older. That actually makes it even worse because it was such an old game, and they completely redid it to make it palatable for modern audiences. That is a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
Skyward Sword, they don't need to do anything because it's still like fairly recent-ish.
Yeah.
They did the absolute bare minimum.
Yeah.
And they have the nerve to sell it for that price. It's terrible.
It is bad.
The
I just think
upside,
surely you would make so much more money if you lowered the price. But yeah, anyway, what's the upside, Jamie?
They're releasing Zelda Joy-Con to go with it.
That's pretty cool. Again, not going to buy it. I'm sorry, Jamie, but that is going to get 0 dings of the Mario box.
Don't be sorry. I mean, is it possible to do a -1 ding?
Or if I ding it upside down.
So that's that.
Yeah.
There was one more announcement.
It's always going to be a bit in a direct where we're complaining about the price of things. What's the final announcement, Jamie? Hit me.
Final announcement, completely unexpected.
Yeah.
And very cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth watching the trailer for this because the trailer's actually really sick, and I can't really convey that very well with words. But it's Splatoon 3.
Ooh.
Which is very interesting. I did not expect them to do a Splatoon 3.
I feel like they release Splatoon games pretty frequently. Like I feel like they could still be milking Splatoon 1 at this point.
You say that, but Splatoon 2 is actually 4 years old.
I guess. I don't know, I compare Splatoon to like Fortnite in terms of like popularity and replayability. Like people will just keep playing Splatoon, I feel. Add some maps and stuff maybe and some content throughout the years, but
I think what's happened here is that Splatoon 2 had loads of free updates that they kept talking about all the time, which made it feel like it was extended the amount of time. And then they released an expansion for it.
Yeah.
I feel like the issue that they have with it is that Fortnite can be this perpetual game because it has microtransactions.
Yeah.
Whereas Splatoon 2 does not. They kept adding free content, and because that was always what the plan was for that game.
Yeah.
So that is the price that you pay for not having microtransactions, basically, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable business model.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they're just releasing sequels every... It's not like they're pumping them out every year. Releasing a sequel to a game every 4 years is, that's very, very good.
Honestly, it's unreasonable to expect too much free content.
Yeah, exactly. Because I would much rather them do this than fill Splatoon with microtransactions. That obviously feels more scummy. I mean, I guess it does depend how it's done, but I don't know. I feel like Fortnite, even though you hear stories about kids spending thousands and thousands of pounds on stuff and their parents getting angry, I feel like Fortnite isn't too scummy with its microtransactions compared to other companies like EA. Like with Fortnite, it's usually just new skins and stuff. It's not affecting the actual gameplay itself. That's the sort of microtransactions I would want in a game, if any.
See, for me, you're right. It's not scummy at all. It doesn't affect the game in any way.
Yeah.
It's just skins, and the fact that it's a free game, it means,
and that obviously,
whatever. The problem that I have with microtransactions is that it completely kills any immersion that you might have had in the game.
Well, as in, like, I don't know, if you're playing a game where everyone's dressed up as like soldiers and it's like a normal game, and then someone's running around in a panda costume.
Well, that is a thing. But I actually don't mean that. I mean, when you boot up Fortnite, you're bombarded with marketplace advertising. You're
No,
bombarded
okay, yeah, I know
with,
what you mean. I know what you mean.
pound signs.
Yeah,
I I appreciate that Fortnite isn't exactly this like crazy deep universe or anything like that.
yeah,
But when you play Fortnite, you're not in the world of Fortnite. You're like participating in a battle royale service.
yeah. It feels less like a game, more like a product. I know what you mean. When a lot of games like this, a lot of EA games and stuff, that sort of thing. You open a game and you're not getting a main menu. You're getting loads of ads straight away, and it's not even the immersion for me. It's just annoying. It's like I want to just
Yeah,
play the game and I have to
and
go
that
through all of this. Um, yeah,
Splatoon has got a very cool world and an actually deep backstory to it.
yeah.
And this game, when you watch the trailer, it's obvious that they're double downing on that lore.
I mean,
Uh,
the biggest issue with Splatoon 2 is there's like a 7 minute long unskippable cutscene every time you boot up the game. It's like I want to just jump in and play Splatoon.
I that actually is one of the reasons why I stopped playing.
It's the weirdest choice. I don't actually own Splatoon, but I've played it. But yeah, it's the sort of game you want to just jump in and play and
I'm
get
going
into
to
that
get Splatoon
mindset.
3. Like I loved Splatoon 2.
I might get Splatoon 2 because I haven't bought the first two, but they all look really fun and
yeah.
you know like something I'd enjoy, something we could play together.
The thing about this game is that, like our good friend working title project Triangle Strategy,
Yeah.
they both come out in 2022,
Oh man, right.
which is a bit sad.
Yeah.
The direct did say, "Oh, we're only focusing on games in the first half of 2021," which is sorry. It's like, well, are you? Because in my opinion,
Doubt.
the three biggest games in this that's it, by the way.
Yeah.
The three biggest games in this direct were
By the way,
Mario
that's
Golf,
it.
Working Title, and Splatoon 3.
They're definitely the three I'm most excited for.
Um,
I'm not excited for Skyward Sword.
no, not not at all.
I'm more excited about Fall Guys coming to Switch than Skyward Sword, and I'm not even going to buy Fall Guys on Switch.
It's very. It's so frustrating because I'm so in the market for buying Skyward Sword right now. Like I said, I I would pay £50, £50 for those three most modern Zelda games, the HD
Yeah.
remakes. They already exist. That's the thing that's so annoying. And remember, Nintendo once put out the Metroid Prime trilogy, and that was all three games and they were all redone with motion control support and for the Wii, and that didn't cost £100 or something. That was £50. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
It is weird. I'd buy Skyward Sword if it came with the two Zelda Joy-Cons. That would cost like £150.
I might get those Joy-Con because I need a new set of Joy-Con.
You've got Crazy Drift on yours, haven't you? I've luckily haven't encountered that yet.
Oh, they actually, so they've redone the control scheme for Skyward Sword. Because obviously the Wii Motion Plus doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And they have a control scheme for handheld mode, obviously, because they have to. And so now, if you're playing in handheld mode, the sword slashes are based on where you flick the right thumbstick.
Oh, okay.
Which means the game is unplayable for me right now, as it is.
Yeah.
Like literally unplayable. I would constantly be slashing all the time.
Yeah. That wouldn't be good.
Sort it out.
Yeah, it's never going to get sorted at this point. We've talked about that before. Before we stop talking about Splatoon 3 too much, I just want to give it a couple of those. And the box is now going down for good. Yeah, those were the three dinged games.
What are your thoughts and prayers?
Untitled Triangle
direct?
actually got 4 dings, so seemingly that's the most exciting one. I'm far more excited for Mario Golf than I thought I would be. I cannot believe it's been that long since a console Mario Golf game. I really remember having one on Wii, but I must just be thinking of Wii Sports, which is just crazy.
Well, there was one on GameCube, so you could play that on the Wii.
Fair. Maybe I did that at one point. It's just, yeah, it's surprisingly exciting. I'm now kind of thinking, hey, I won't mind a new Mario football game.
Jack,
But
it comes out in the summer, this summer. There is actually
cool.
potential that we could play it together, which would be
Potential
so good.
we could be in the same room and play golf together.
Like, it's literally the summer. We could go outside and play actual golf together.
Nah,
But I really want to do. I really
I
want
would
to do
play
speed
Mario
golf.
Superstars Golf. That would be funny, and that would be a
Jack.
funny video.
Jack, can we go to an actual golf course and do speed golf?
No, we'll go to an actual golf course, and we'll have Switch VR playing just Mario Golf.
just running around. Wahoo! Wahoo!
Take your surfboard. Be like, ice flower. Just down a muddy hill. Oh, man,
I want to do speed golf so bad now. Oh.
I'm looking forward to speed golf. Yeah, Mario Golf. I'm probably more excited for Project Triangle.
That's my most hyped game.
Strategy. I'm gonna watch all these trailers now and get a full idea in my head.
I think you mean working title Project Triangle Strategy.
Working title Project Triangle Strategy Golf. Yeah, off of what you've told me, I'm most excited for that one. And then probably Mario Golf, and then probably Splatoon 3. Might be the first Splatoon game I get. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Not a bad direct, all things considered.
Yeah.
Obviously, people were probably hoping for Odyssey 2, Breath of the Wild 2, all the big hitters, but you can't have it all.
I do think, here's a take for you.
Oh, a hot take.
I do think that the Switch it's been enormously lucky with how much people like it.
Yeah.
And how people were people who skipped the Wii U were like rediscovering Mario Kart, Smash, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for that, the last couple of years have been kind of a little bit disappointing, I have to say.
Fair.
Not many big games on Switch.
I mean, it's hard for me because I brought my Switch like last year.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm just catching up on everything. But yeah, I guess thinking about it, it has had a bit of a lull.
They had an absolutely insane first 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, just unprecedented, unbeatable.
Yeah.
To be honest, 2018, if you look at the games across not just Nintendo, but all games that came out in 2018, that has to be one of the best years in gaming, I believe. Like
2018 was insane. We had Spider-Man, God of War.
Yep. I'll have a look.
I can say Horizon Zero Dawn, but I think that was 2017. But yeah, I'm thinking it from PS4 perspective.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, Celeste, like, that was great.
Hey, A Way Out.
Yeah, Far Cry 5. Hitman 2 was 2018, that blows my mind. Detroit Become Human, I thought that was like 2015.
Working title Project Octopath Traveler.
Yeah. I mean, Donut County. Mario Tennis Ace. I wonder if I'm thinking of Mario Tennis. We definitely have had more Mario Tennis games recently.
Mario Tennis has been out more, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Spyro Reignited was 2018, Super Mario Party. Yeah, I mean, it was an insane game.
I mean, quite honestly, 2017 as well.
Insane game, insane year.
Zelda Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, Mario Odyssey, Resident Evil 7.
Cuphead. Yes, it is insane.
We've had a good generation, I think.
No, for sure. I mean, the game's been amazing recently, and I feel like they're just going to keep getting better because they are just constantly. The
I
things you
just
can do
think
with games now.
I am actually so optimistic about the PS5 generation.
I'm really optimistic about the future of games and hopefully humanity in general, but mainly games.
I think the fact
I hope once
that
people can get their hands on a PS5, it'll be great.
oh yeah, tell me about it. You don't have to remind me about that.
I looked the other day and they're still selling out within seconds.
It's it's actually yeah, it's mental the situation with
We
just
have friends
hardware.
who own PS5s, and I don't know how they did it.
What we don't have are friends that own RTX 3080s. No one has that.
The even more exclusive.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm never going to stop going on about that until I have it because
it's
I'm so
fine.
salty.
I'm kind of pretty sorry about PS5 as well, so no, I mean I am really excited about the future of games. I mean even yesterday I saw a thing on Reddit. This is kind of off
Mm,
topic, but you know, we may as well talk about this. Nintendo Directs are a time to talk about the future of games, all right?
absolutely.
Um but someone posted a video on Reddit yesterday. It was a clip of Spider-Man Miles Morales, and a character goes up to Spider-Man and speaks to him in sign language because she's deaf.
I
And
saw that.
yeah, I assumed you did. It was big. It was like top of
Oh, it's
Reddit.
so
And he responds
cool.
in sign language, and people were like, it's amazing that we're at the point where you can realistically and accurately animate sign language. And I mean, it's so fluid. It looks like real. Um,
Just
and
fingers
it's
are
actual,
so hard to
yeah,
do as well. Like it's
yeah,
crazy.
and it's actual, understandable sign language if you speak sign
Yeah.
language. It's really cool. And there's people in the comments saying like this actually made me emotional when I saw it because I'm deaf and I've never seen someone use sign language in a video game. It's just like we're getting to that point where it's so accessible and it's really good and you can tell really emotional stories. And also I just love
Yeah.
the fact that Spider-Man just speaks sign language. Like, of
I,
course he would.
it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
This is Miles Morales, but yeah, it's great.
I think it's great that gaming has survived. I think there was there's a lot of good stuff in the last gen,
Yeah.
but the threat of microtransactions in
Yeah.
the last gen, it got to a point where it was like quite worryingly bad,
Yeah.
and I feel like now this is I'm not saying it has completely grown out of it. I know
Yeah.
microtransactions are very much still a thing,
Yeah.
but I feel like it matured a bit. And
Yeah.
the fact that you can have a game like Spider-Man, which is insanely high budget,
Yeah.
and it's just a single player, great, tight game.
Pay
I'm
£50,
so
you
glad.
own the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really glad that games like that didn't just die
Yeah.
because there was a point where it was actually quite dicey. I thought, like, as a
No, for sure. We were worried about it. And like you say, I don't think it hasn't gone away, but
no,
the threat of that becoming the norm is definitely gone because there was backlash. People voted against it. People voted with their wallets
the old
and their
saying.
downvotes online. Like,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
exactly.
sure the EA sense of pride and accomplishment comment is still the most downvoted thing on the internet.
So good, just
Um,
perfect.
yeah, it's like, you know, obviously a lot of the time you just want games to be stupid, mindless, escapist fun, but you also want to take them seriously and, get immersed in these worlds and experience these amazing stories and stuff. And if everything is a mobile game transaction mess, then it just ruins everything.
Yeah,
And even mobile games now, like we rag on mobile games a lot because we don't really play a lot of mobile games and often they're just awful. But I've been playing more mobile games lately and there's some really good mobile games out there that are really high quality and,
there are
people spend time and effort on them.
no, there are there's some absolutely great dedicated mobile games for sure,
Yeah.
and yeah, like for example, we were talking about I've lost the World's End Club.
Yeah, yeah.
That's coming to mobile too,
Yeah.
and that's a kind of 3DS like handheld style game that's
Yeah.
now on a mobile, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think, yeah, like there's nothing wrong with high quality games. I think the problem with mobile games that I had / have is when you take existing good franchises
Yeah.
and turn them into these filthy capitalist cash cows that are so transparent, and yet they,
Absolutely.
you know,
They're filled with ads and microtransactions and pay to play, pay to win.
I can't be too mad at the developers because they just make so much money.
Yeah.
So
It works.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why the consumer needs to vote with their wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed though. I mean, it's kind of at the point now where it's like, I don't even really need a handheld gaming device like a DS anymore, because phones are just so powerful at this point. I've got my Switch. That's good for that sort of, scratching that itch. But other than that, I can play PUBG on mobile and have a good time.
Yeah, I'd want physical controls for something like that though.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I think, and just on the same sort of vein, I think the fact that we've just had a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X, which are literally just the same sort of consoles, just obviously like way beefier.
Yeah,
I'm so happy that consoles are still a thing. I'm really happy that they are actually genuinely extremely powerful and are going to like push the envelope even further for how crazy games are going to get.
Yeah,
and it's not like they didn't cheap out, and they didn't. It's not a streaming service. It's not.
So they didn't go for any stupid gimmicks.
It's very reasonably priced.
Yeah,
if you can get it.
Yeah,
for that price right now.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. It makes me happy that console gaming is just going to continue like that. It's
definitely
great.
Yeah, and it's like it's kind of going in the direction we'd want it to go, where they're just releasing more and more powerful games.
Yep.
Yeah, I think consoles have, in a way, kind of saved that, because like you have PlayStation exclusives where they are just this old school single player gaming experience. But I feel like if there weren't consoles and there were just PC games, you might see even more of that sort of microtransaction-y thing. I don't know, maybe not, because you get it on any console as well. But
I think it's a little bit difficult to know what the landscape would be like if consoles were never invented. I feel like gaming as a whole would be extremely different.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to go quite far into that. I mean, certainly right now, with the shortage, I mean, PlayStation 5s are hard to get, but obviously, as I've just said, graphics cards are
impossible.
Are actually impossible, and that's bad. That's definitely a concern in the back of my head for PC gaming. So it's nice that you can still have a console to fall back on for your good, reliable games.
Yeah. Play has no limits, Jamie, apart from the limit in stock.
And on that note, we're going to bid you, the listener, farewell, I think, unless you have anything you want to add, Jack.
I have one final thought, Jamie.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thanks for watching.